My name is Yusuf Bukuk, and I did my explication of key passages for oral presentation on the first passage given. I think that this quote is showing the readers that it is the beginning of the story, and it is introducing us to a character. What this means, and what it is showing us, is that this character is most likely to be the protagonist. The reason I think that is because the author chooses to tell us about him first. This is what tells us that this particular character is the protagonist. Another thing this passage tells us, the readers, is that this character will be the leader of whatever happens, most likely. The reason of that is because the leader of anything is always introduced first, and the leader is most likely to come up first. I think this is an example of the literary device called foreshadowing, because what it's doing is it's showing us that this character that comes first is going to be the leader, which we know is Ralph, the leader for the whole crash of the boys, right? Another reason this passage tells us that this character is the main character is they talk about his or her looks in the passage. What I mean is, in the quote it says, his hair was plastered to his forehead, meaning, from page 1, meaning that they're talking about this character. This tells us that the author talks about them because they think this is the most important from the characters, and they are important. Another thing that this passage tells the readers is that something bad will happen. The thing is, this is another thing of foreshadowing, because it says the reason I predict this is because the author says a vision of red and yellow flashed upwards with a witch-like cry. A vision is always either good or bad. Like, you see something for the future, it's either good or something bad's gonna happen, right? So because they see something that the others cannot see, the things that make me think that bad will happen is because it says with a witch-like cry. Witches are never good. That's why they are usually mascots in Halloween. This tells us that something bad will happen is going to be bad. What do you think what do you think this means is? What do you think the author is trying to tell us when he says a red and yellow vision flashed upwards